Welcome to Explore the Adventure, where the adventure is life itself, and here we explore the mysteries of it. What's up, guys? My name's Kyle, and I want to say thank you. Thank you for being patient with me. If you've been following my vlogs lately into exploring astral projection and lucid dreaming, then thanks for being patient. I haven't uploaded in a while because, well, I've been having some performance issues. I've been having some issues with just, to be honest, since the past couple months that I've even uploaded, I haven't been able to really have any dreams. My dreams, as of lately, have been vague, kind of darkish, even nightmarish. And right now, I'm actually starting to come out of that rut. My dreams are starting to become more vivid. They're starting to become a lot more clear, a lot more rememberable. But for the past couple months or so, or however long it's been since I've last uploaded, my dreams have just been giving me a bit of trouble. And it was frustrating for a bit because all of those uploads that you've seen me do, at least on a week-to-week basis, if not every 1.5 weeks to 2 weeks, I would at least hit the vibrations at least once. And it became an expectation after 8 or so times or 9 or so times. I'm not sure which video this is. So there's multiple reasons as to why I may be experiencing this. I believe that one of those reasons is pertaining to what's going on in real waking life. To be honest, I haven't been eating as healthy lately. I haven't been going to the gym as often. I'm experiencing some frustrations in my relationship. I was recently experiencing some frustrations in my workplace, but as of today, I actually am done. Today was my last day at my previous job, and right now I'm starting an entire new branch of my life where the course of my life is now taking a different direction. So in the meantime, before I start working again, I'm going to attempt to upload more. I'm going to attempt to go to the gym more, and most definitely get a lot of sleep because I feel like my quality of sleep hasn't been as great. And basically just explore how I can put my talents and my creativity to use. So on the note of speaking about what was preventing me from experiencing any more vivid dreams or lucid dreams and being able to actually experience the vibrations in order to astral project, there was actually an experience that I had that I did not want to tell anyone or upload, but upon thinking about it, I realized that it would be best just to let people know that it even happened. So basically, it went like this. One of the very last experiences that I had with an incredibly vivid dream slash lucid dream slash potential projection was right after my last post, sometime around after my last post. I was sleeping at my girlfriend's house, and I began to become conscious within one of my dreams. And within this dream, I was in some sort of vehicle, some sort of van, and I was a passenger. I don't remember who exactly was driving. I don't exactly remember who else was in the car with me. But I remember we were going down this road. It seemed to be in the middle of the day. And we saw this police officer on a motorcycle just speed up in front of us. And we began to wonder, what is this police officer doing? So we followed it. I remember the police officer making a fast turn around a curve. And I remember us just following that police officer. I'm not sure why we decided to do that or why we were so curious about what was going on, but we were. And going down the road, we saw it. We saw what the police were all headed towards. what I saw outside the van was some kids. They looked about high school age, and they were fighting. They weren't just fighting, they had guns. It was like a gunfight. Almost in a line, in a sporadic line in front of the van, or whatever vehicle I was inside, were a bunch of kids just lined up, just shooting, just spreading bullets into other people. And on their other side were a bunch of other kids also shooting bullets back at them. It was a pretty intense line. There was a pretty intense line of crossfire going on. And in today's culture, in today's society, we're kind of raised to become fascinated with violence. So in this dream, I was actually fascinated by it. I was like, wow, like this is cool. This is like a movie. Like there's people shooting each other. So I kept on watching. To be honest, I was just like, yeah, do a headshot, in my mind, because I was just like so fascinated by it and just desensitized to the situation going on. A part of me felt a little bit of fear and excitement at the same time. Kind of like the same thing you see, kind of like the same thing you feel when you're watching a movie. So these kids are fighting, right? And clearly I'm being entertained by it. But my feelings towards the situation starts to change when things start to become more gruesome. I remember seeing this kid come out. It looked like he was wearing some sort of leaf blower, but it wasn't a leaf blower. This sort of contraption was more of a flamethrower. So he pumped it, he pushed some buttons, and he happened to catch this girl just right in front of him. I remember him holding it up and just blasting her with fire. And she didn't even move. I just saw the look of pure shock, pure fear on her face. Her eyes were wide open. And this is the moment where I started to feel fear myself. I started to think, okay, I don't want to watch this anymore. This is disturbing. He caught her right there, right in front of his flamethrower. It's like when you're watching this on a movie. Sure, it can be scary, but for some reason in this dream, like my emotions were so amplified towards the fear I was feeling for this girl. But something even stranger happened. As she was being burned, the contraption sort of messed up. The contraption sort of twisted around to the point to where it wrapped around not only the girl, but it wrapped around the guy himself. And they were both attached to this contraption. They both started to burn. Now, this is where things get even stranger and kind of weird, but they both started to take pleasure in the burning. They both started to take pleasure in the suffering that they were undergoing. Not just normal pleasure, but even sexual pleasure. They both started to kiss each other. They both started to embalm themselves inside the flames. I'm weirded out. I'm afraid. I don't want to watch this anymore, but it keeps going. The van at this point, or whatever vehicle that I was in, disappears out of my vision. It disappears out of my existence. I'm not really paying attention to the van. I'm not even paying attention to myself. At this point, when I'm watching this scene, I feel like I'm just some sort of floating consciousness, just looking at everything in front of me that's going on. And as they're both burning, the background starts to change, the environment starts to change, and all of a sudden, I am materialized. We're all materialized. All three of us are materialized into this sort of cage. Both of their faces are starting to melt. Their bodies are starting to melt. I'm watching them sort of melting into each other as they kiss each other. Their eyes are changing. Their eyes are now some sort of light, vibrant blue, but it's a demonic light, vibrant blue. And they're looking at me. And we're in this sort of hellish environment where it feels like there's searing hot coals just surrounding us. And this cage that we're in, this iron steel cage that we're in, is kind of floating in the middle of those like hot searing coals surrounding us. I can feel their heat around my body. It's burning. It's kind of radiating into me. I was just filled with so much fear, and I was so disturbed that at that point I ejected myself out of the dream. Now, this is the weird part. This is the part that perplexes me, that intrigues me, but at the same time leaves me feeling a bit, I don't know how to put it into words. I feel just confused. I'm just asking the question of why. Because when I woke up, I felt the vibrations. I felt the vibrations slowly start to ebb away. So then that made me question, did I experience a dream? Or did I actually go to some sort of dense, negative energy astral plane where I experienced some sort of demonic entities that existed within that realm? I actually shared this with one of my friends. In fact, I think this is the only person I shared it to. When I spoke to him about this, he actually said, I feel like that place you described to me is one of the lower vibrational existences on the astral plane that a soul can go to after its physical body has died. He said that, and then that made me think. That made me think about how, based on how we live our lives, based on how we fill ourselves with love or hate, how that can determine the reality that we create for ourselves after death. When I told him about the burning, the two people burning together, he actually kind of laughed, and then he thought of a particular two of our friends that we know. These two people are in a relationship. They both love each other, but at the same time, it's very similar to the dream in the way way that they're both kind of burning alive together. They're both kind of in a relationship that they shouldn't be in. A relationship where even though at one moment it's heaven, it's extreme hell on the other side. It's kind of a self-sabotaging relationship where they're basically taking pleasure in the burning that's going on. But, you know, who are we to judge what they're going through and why they're going through it? We don't even have the complete story. But those were the people that we thought about, or my friend thought about, when I mentioned the burning. So yeah, I hope that story wasn't too weird or disturbing. Okay, it was pretty weird. It was pretty disturbing. But that's the experience that I went through. The sun is kind of shining in my face right now. So anyways, right now I'm in the process of cleaning myself up. Like I said, I kind of let myself go. I kind of stopped paying attention to my health. I stopped paying attention to my mental health, kind of what's going on in my body, in my mind, in my soul. And it's affecting me. It's affecting my dreams. And yeah, things are getting better. They really are. I'm in the process of making things better for myself. Right now, I'm actually, I've been exploring crystals. I've been exploring stones and their properties, and some of them have actually been able to help me with making my dreams a lot more vivid. Right now, I have a couple new ones. This is a Lemurian seed crystal. It has been said to have been left behind by the Lemurians. Basically, this crystal holds a lot of ancient knowledge inside of itself. If you can tap into this crystal, basically what I've read from this crystal is that it helps you connect to the earth a lot more. It helps you become more in tune with the earth and to yourself and to your soul. One that's more particular to astral projection is this blue calcite. Apparently, this blue calcite can help you with your astral projections in your dreams by creating like a soft protective barrier around you. It's also blue, has to do with the throat chakra, helps with communication, helps with speaking. I'm going to hold it in my hand for the rest of this video. Maybe it'll help me communicate on a deeper level. And this isn't particularly for communication, but it's more of for confidence. This is tiger iron. It's a mixture of tiger's eye, of red jasper, and hematite. I think that's it. I'm not entirely sure. But this stone is good for people who tend to take on others' emotions. Sometimes I find myself doing that. Sometimes I'm very sensitive to people's facial expressions, or how people, or people's vocal tonalities. Like, I'm very sensitive to body language as well. I can pick up on a lot of things that people are kind of sending out, even if I don't want to. And this also helps with confidence, helps with drive. It can help with achieving a certain purpose. It has some properties of tiger's eye in here. So yeah, this is a cool stone. One more thing I've been looking into that is going to help me with getting my dreams back into a more vivid state so that I can actually try getting into the vibrations a lot more is this Dreams of Awakening book. Let's see. I wonder if I can shine this in a way. Dreams of Awakening. There's something about this book that drew me to it. Not only is the picture on the cover really cool to look at, but the way the words are written on here, the size of the lettering, of the font, basically the size of the font, the way the font is organized, the words used, it's very captivating. It's really easy to read, and it's really cool. Like, I really like this author. Charlie Morley has been described as the most authentic practitioner of lucid dreaming in Europe. At age of 25, he became one of the first Westerners officially authorized to teach lucid dreaming within the Kagyu lineage of Tibetan Buddhism. This allows him the rare ability to synthesize both Western and Eastern perspectives on lucidity. That's also one of the reasons why I chose to read this book. So, hey, that's pretty much everything I have to say about my update. In the process of me getting back on my feet, I'm going to be uploading videos that may not have to do with astral projection, but more about overall spirituality. I may upload things about health. I may upload things about psychology. Maybe I'll upload a couple things that are a little bit more on the self-helpy side. Just really anything that can help you guys out, help you girls out, whoever's watching. Again, to all of you who have been watching so far, thank you so much. You're amazing. I honestly wouldn't be continuing to upload without you. So, and yeah, for those of you who have been commenting, and for those of you who have been helping me along this journey and sharing your insights, thank you so much. Anyways, this is Kyle with Explore the Adventure. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll talk to you later. Peace.